Welcome everybody to 48 Talk, episode 106. I'm your host, RageBaldi as always, and joining me this time is Derek on the bottom right, since everyone else is on vacation because of the heat. How you doing, Derek?
I'm good. How about you? Other than looking like you're boiling there.
Oh my god, it's so hot, it won't stop. I'm going nuts. Like, when it was winter, I was like, I want the summer to be here, and now it's already like, why is the summer still here? It's too hot.
Yep.
Next week it's still becoming like, well, 30 degrees Celsius, so it's like
Wow.
90 Fahrenheit, I would say, something like that.
Wow.
Just
Yeah, I feel you, man. I mean, Tokyo is in a midst of a massive heat wave, but I've had to go out in it every single day, unfortunately. But uh, it's like, it's bad when you walk outside, you don't do any type of strenuous activity, and you're already sweating, and like your skin starts to get wet. You know what I
hmm
mean? Like, what is that?
I had at
Like,
one
what is?
point that you're just not doing anything, and you have that one piece of sweat going across your
Yeah.
spine, and you're just like, oh my
Oh.
god, why?
Like, come on, man. Like, give me I don't want to take a shower now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
global warming is not
uh,
real, right?
it's unbelievable. But I mean, it's summertime. It's middle of summer, I guess. So,
Well, speaking of things that are not real, I would say, my god, the news announcements happening after last week's show.
of course. I mean, typical. It's either we're bad luck or it's just like this weird streak with us, I guess.
Yeah. So what the funny thing is, we mentioned last week, Maeda Atsuko, Acchan, a few questions. What would the group look with if she was still within the group? Well, she is married now,
Hmm.
and this was huge news, and it was all on the social medias, and people were like, overall, I would say people were like congratulating more her. I didn't hear anything negative or anything, not even sad. But what do you feel about it? And that Achan is married.
I love her. I love her very much. She's the one, the biggest like maybe idol ever in my opinion. And honestly, I'm so happy for her. I hope she has lots of little Achan babies. I hope they all grow up to be idols. I hope we get to see her as like an old grandma Achan someday, like hanging out, watching her kids, do the whatever AKB is at 30 years if it's still around. Probably won't be, but let's hope. And we'll be doing this forever. Welcome to episode 985.
985. Okay, remember this date and then remember when we're doing episode 185.
Right? No, but
Oh
the
god.
reason I bring that up, it's interesting to see the passing of time. Like it just 2012, Achan was leaving AKB, and then she had this great movie, TV career she tried to do, and then eventually this was going to happen. She was going to. I mean, well, she obviously met somebody probably a long time ago, many people, but now it's like real. So I mean, she's transitioned, so it's not like we can get mad at her or be like, "Oh, you broke a love band." There is no love band for her. She can do anything she wants. But do you remember when she was on that drama and she kissed a dude and people
Yeah,
lost their freaking minds? Like, it's weird to think, well, now she's legally allowed to do that and nobody could say anything. I mean, she was legal allowed before, but I'm saying, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's interesting that now people are like, oh, it's cool. But a couple years ago, they were like, oh my god, she kissed somebody, like she was still in the group.
yeah.
What do you think? I don't know. I mean, right now I'm officially cool with it. I think it's awesome.
Well,
More power
well,
to her. Happy marriage.
it's always a little saddened part a bit. It's like, well,
Of course.
congratulations, but now everything is over because marriage is sacred. Nowadays, I'm not so sure because everybody gets married willy-nilly, and even in this case, so they met up in January, and now they got engaged or they got married like in 6 months.
Mm.
And that's still pretty fast, but I don't know how that is in Japanese culture. Maybe that goes a little bit faster. The dating is like, let's get married. And they're both celebrities, so it's also a different side because celebrity marriages are also a little bit crazy. But what I do like is again the support because she's still is she still an idol, you would say, or when she left AKB48, she renounced that title basically, and she just became an actress or a singer or
I mean,
talento.
yeah, to me, she will always be the eternal idol. She'll always be an idol. But I think more in an honorarium sense than anything else. Not obviously in an active sense. When you leave AKB, you're done. But I mean, there's still this like holdover from right after you graduate that you're still considered an idol in many of your fans' eyes. It takes a while for that idol veneer to disappear. But with her, I don't think it ever will. But she did get married. It did seem a little fast, but who are we to judge? People fall in love, and if it's real love, it'll last. If not, she'll be divorced like everyone else, and that means she really is real. But the thing is, I will never look at her apart from being an idol as just Maeda Atsuko. Like it'll be really hard to see her just as Maeda Atsuko ever, because she is the penultimate idol. So it's kind of like when you think about like female musicians in Japan, you think of like Ayumi Hamasaki or Nami Amuro, Utada Hikaru, and when you hear when they're getting married and stuff, you're like, huh? Like it's just, even though they have no obligation to stay single, they're rock goddesses. It's still bizarre to hear. I don't know, it just is. But with Maeda, I don't know. Right now, I guess I'm sort of just like, I love you so much. Like I don't even care. Like have a great life. Like you deserve it. You gave me so much of your life. You gave me so many good memories, and like, go make some memories of your own now. you know,
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
Well, what I saw on Twitter was Takamina congratulating her, Akimoto Sayaka, even Akipi was gonna give a gift, and it's the camaraderie after even being graduated, not even touring together, but still seeing that, and Oshima Yuko on her Instagram congratulating her. Those are really lovely messages. What I'm still
Awesome.
seeing, is there a chance we still see Achan doing like a surprise performance where, like a few years back when she was with, what was that? With Takamina's graduation, that she was like, what was it again? It's Koku that she showed up.
Mm. I would welcome it. I don't think any fans would be like, oh wait, you're married, you can't be on the stage. I think we all would very much appreciate her being back in any shape or form, just like I would Takamina, even though she's, from what I understand, still madly in love.
Yeah, she's also
Um,
very deeply in a relationship, I would say.
and Yuko, any of those girls, even I Kikuchi Ayaka or whatever, the girl who had popped out a few kids, like I loved her. I thought she was great. I thought she had a great body, great personality. And if she came back, I wouldn't be like, oh, you got kids, man, get off the stage. It's more like, oh, there you are. Like, it's nice to see you. And yay, no one's going to have a problem. I wouldn't. I mean, if you're one of those fans that has a problem with that, then I mean, come on. Like,
Yeah,
really?
well, we've seen what kind of anti-fans you can have. But and in this case, mostly it's positive, I would say. And on my take, I'm very happy for her. And I'm still wanting to see a little bit more, movies. Maybe she does another single or still continues the career, and she doesn't become, this solitude housewife or no. The next step is pregnancy, I would say, right? If you're really starting a
Well,
family.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're gonna hear the pregnancy announcement any day. She might already be pregnant. That might have been the reason she got married. I mean, you never know. But what I would say this, no matter what, it's her life. It's her life. It's her business, and I
Yes.
support her 100%. She gave me a lot of great memories and a lot of good moments, and I hope she has a lot for herself. The one thing I will say that I feel it would be interesting in this sense is that, how do I put this? If Maeda takes the path of, let's say, Utada Hikaru, right? Utada Hikaru got married to a bartender, an Italian bartender, and got divorced pretty much right on time. I mean, nobody, we all knew that wasn't going to last. I hate to say that about Hiki because I love her so much, but yeah, I mean, come on. You're Hiki. Like, I mean, this guy's a bartender. No offense, ain't going to work. She had a kid, though, and then she divorced. It's like they got divorced right after or whatever. So she didn't even skip a beat. She put out an album recently, Hatsukoi, that is ridiculously amazing, so utada. And what utada does is she takes her life tragedies and she writes this great music from it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really an amazing thing about her is like when she gets hurt deeply, she comes right back and she, like with a vengeance, and she basically shames the people that hurts her in her songs. I mean, she gets real specific about what they did to her. Although in this case, it was a little more broader. But the point I'm trying to make is if Acchan experiences something, whether it's pain from this marriage or whether it's a deep joy, which I hope it's that, I could totally see that being the funding for her next creative endeavor, whether it's a TV show, a drama, a music. It'd be great to hear her voice again. I'd love to get another Acchan single. Flower is still one of my favorite songs. So I would welcome any of that, but I hope whatever she gets from this part of her life, if she chooses to channel it creatively and keep to who she's been all these years for all of us, that would be the best blessing I think any of us could hope for out of this. But again, it's her life. Like I'm still talking like she's an idol. Is that weird?
You remember that one show AKB was on with the was it Morning Musume? I don't think it was Morning Musume, but it was like the idols from the 80s, I would say, or the 90s idols who are now became 30 and 40. And they had this battle system. They had to do like all these Moe battles or like these questionnaire and get blasted. But I see that happening maybe in a few years, that we have those two sides. Then you have the original AKB48, the debut AKB48, against current AKB48s. And then they're going, and they're now the jokes of the Bachan jokes, you know, something like old ladies.
God.
That would be a good show.
It would be. First of all, it'd be the best way in the world to make me feel super old, but I think at the same time it would be so much fun. Cause you know what's the funny thing about Acchan, Yuko, Mariko, Tomochin, Sayaka, they all have it. They all had that special whatever it is, the je ne sais quoi that variety talents all have. I mean, they built AKB off the skin and bone of their precious little backs, and honestly, I don't think it matters if they come back in 5 years or 20 years. They will probably still be just as funny, just as amusing. Once you get them all in a room together, it's like they just, boom, they play off each other so much because they know each other so well. I mean, because they're actually friends outside of AKB. From everything we've seen, from all the Instagrams and Twitters and stuff of these members, they all seem to really still kind of like each other. And it's like, can you imagine getting them all back in a room for like a commemorative AK bingo or something? Oh my god, would that be amazing? Like,
yeah, you should do that, just old versus new, and then you get these crazy little battles to the side.
It'd be funny if you had like old Jerrina facing a new like crop and still beat them, like all 10 of like the newest fresh gen.
She's from the old side, but she's what, 25 or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry for her. Yeah, be 20. I still forget that girl's still like only like 20 something.
Yeah.
20 yeah.
Well, that's a little bit good news. There's not that much to say about Acchan, of course, with the announcement. It was really out of the blue, and it's like, okay, but she first got registered, and now the celebration is still coming up. Is that actually a normal thing in Japan? Do you know?
I mean, when you get married, it's as simple as going to the like local ward ops store and just signing a paper saying, "Hey, we're married. Congrats!" Like, there's no, you can have a ceremony anytime you want. So yes, it is fairly normal. Most of the people that I know who are married here and that they've done it that way. They get their paper taken care of, get their legal stuff in order, and then they party their butts off. You know, they'll have a big party. Good close friend of mine did that exactly that way. So yeah, it's very normal.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll see soon the pictures of the party. Haven't seen her in a dress. Only, you know, someone posted it and was like, "Yeah, that's from a graphic shoot, basically, that she was in. That's not her dress or something." And I think that's the biggest thing the fans want to see. They want to see, you know, the actual wedding style. But maybe they're keeping that private, as they should, because, you know, they're not obligated to any fans anymore, I would say.
Nah, you know, it's their life. It's, you know, I mean, they're celebrities. She's always going to be a celebrity. So, I mean, the celebrity rules apply, I guess, in a sense. But there is a part of her life that should be, I think, very private, and actually all of her life should be private at this point if that's what she wants. Like, it's not really our call anymore. It never really was in a sense, but that's the line between celebrity and reality. You know, I mean, where does it start and stop for her? But I would say I think she's graceful enough that she'll handle it okay. I think the people around her will make sure she's okay. I don't think it'll really be that much of a problem. And also, too, why not embrace it? You know, that could lead to more opportunities. Maybe the next batch of commercials she does will be for moms, you know, and if she's open and loving about it, that's another income stream for her. So if she's smart, she would play that stuff up like no tomorrow, you know, like, hey, I'm gonna be a mom now. I'm a married woman now. Give me all the married women products to promote, you know, like, why not? You know, that could be a cool $1 million in her pocket, you know.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. So,
well, what else happened is actually more news, I would say, more newsworthy. And it finally happened. I think we mentioned this on the show like a lot of times, even to last year. And basically, after the last single from NMB48 came out, I said, well, this is her final single. And then her graduation single will come up, and it happened. So, for those who don't know, I would think so, but NMB48's Yamamoto Sayaka announced graduation. Have you had a chance to see the announcements on the stage?
yes.
And
yes, that was.
It's been a while when you hear like the devastation when she had like the announcement. There were people, you know, a lot of people were expecting it, but when they finally hear it, they're still like, oh no, I'm actually here and actually happening. It's like, well, how do you feel then? What goes through your emotions? It's like, I think you have this crushing soul effect. So,
well,
yeah, go ahead. What do you think about what happened after this? How did you feel when you heard this announcement?
Well, before I get how about you? Because honestly, like, I know exactly what happened with me, but I've been dying all week to know what your reaction is, because I mean, I know, like, we both really like Sayanee, but I don't know, like, we both considered her, I think, a very important leader of AKB. Very important. So what are your thoughts? I mean, go first on this one. I'm really curious.
So, when the announcement was there and we heard about it, it's like, did this feelings, like the quietness, and it's like, okay, just the suddenly sinking in, finally it's happening. You prepare, and then it's like, it still sucks. It still has the feeling like, oh man, and then you hear the announcement, you go to the people that you know just are going like crazy, and she does the announcement, then you have all the other members still being their heads down, a few crying, of course, and to me, I hopefully it's not true, because I really want to see a strong NMB48, but it felt like it's a big nail in their coffin just been set when that announcement was made. It's like, okay, you now need to focus on new NMB, or make it your biggest star. Your biggest NMB star is now going away. The concert has been announced on the 27th of October. Will be crazy, of course. There will be like one of the biggest concerts, graduation concerts ever, I would say, because she is one of those members. She is a Kami 7 members on that side.
Where's it at?
Sorry?
Did they announce where the concert's at?
No, I don't see any date, but it probably will be in Osaka. Where else it should be?
Of course.
Yeah, so it sucks, but we were waiting for it. So personally, I'm say you finally announced, so you can focus on your own career, because her own career was already skyrocketing with her albums, of course, and her singing talent. And I'm gonna see that she'll be like one of those rock goddesses you just said. I think she'll be now that prominent role and can focus more on that. She'll still do the variety style, she'll still do some moments, but she won't be NMB48 Yamamoto Sayaka.
So that's, I mean, you summed up a lot of how I feel, but I'll add this. Yeah, I wasn't as devastated as I might have been a year ago or two, because we've been calling this for how long? I mean, like, her, Yukirin, and Sashi are all on the way out. So Sayanee was the first. We'll get Sashi probably later this year. Although Sashi's really at this point is just a symbolic figurehead. She's not I mean, she's never there. Like, I see her more on television than I do anywhere at all dealing with AKB in any form. You know, Karen, surprised she's actually stayed this long, but she'll probably, I'm saying out of the next two, she'll probably be the next one. Maybe Sashi might beat her to it. But I'm also thinking strategy-wise, like, okay, these girls know they're on their way out. They've done everything they've wanted to do in AKB, or at least, you know, I guess what they're considering they can do at this point. What else is there to do? I mean, so I think in the case of these girls, it's strategy. They're gonna get with the management, AKS, and be like, okay, all right, look, now we have Junkin coming out in September?
Yeah.
Right. October, we need something. Well, Sayanee was gonna graduate. Sayanee, hey, would you mind graduating in October so we can set up a massive concert?
You know,
sure.
That's actually not that crazy. Yeah, I still believe that a lot of members like, okay, can I graduate now? It's like, well, if you do it now, then well, you could announce it now, but I think the ceremony, let's see the schedule.
Right.
How about you announce it now and we do it in February because we don't have a big concert? I really could see that, and I do believe that. It happened with, was it with Takamina actually?
Yeah, I can remember her thing got delayed a year.
Yeah.
Right?
She announced it. Koji Haru got delayed, and it's like, yeah, we couldn't get the right venue. You know, you want to have this special performance, and then it's like, okay, so it is strategy as well. But hey, it's still business in the end, and you want to get the most money out of it. So that's why I'm thinking Sashi will she do it after the 2020 Olympics?
Oh, now that would be interesting. That would be very interesting. I would say if she stays that long, it would be. I don't know. Why would she stay that long? I mean, she doesn't even participate in Sasenkyo anymore. You know, it's like So I would say, okay, so I'd say like we're gonna get Mi-chan will graduate because I think that one's another long time. Although I don't know because she likes the attention, so maybe she'll stick around a little longer. But I'd say Karen for sure. Sashi's definitely on that radar. I guess the reason I'm bringing them up is because it's like I'm mentally at the point now where like I'm more interested in what Jarina's going to do when she comes back from her hiatus. I'm more interested in the direction of AKB as a whole. Will they survive this horrible drought of garbage music they've been putting out? I hate to say that, but it's just been...
I actually agree, and some of my non-AKB related fans, they have no clue. But they know because I listen to them a lot, or they listen to my music a lot. And I told them, it's like, yeah, lately it's just been garbage, it's just been crap coming out. And they're like, how could you say that? You love them? It's like, yeah, I do, but I also know when it's like they have provided better quality. And with this one, it really feels throwaway. For God's sakes, the music video has now just been announced. Junia will not be in it, so it's a whole mess. This song is still a whole mess. And just what they're expecting? What is this? It's just like we have to publish a single, and that's the difference right now. It's more like, well, it's been a long time, so we have to publish this one now, and then we have to focus on a new single instead of, you know what? Let's take a hiatus maybe. Wouldn't that be very daring? It would drop a lot of handshake sales, and this is what I'm saying also back in the past. This whole get your CD with a handshake ticket, stop that. Just, do it separately. And yes, then you will see a significant drop but you can never boast again like, oh, we just reached first on the Oricon chart sales. How about just make the normal price, what was it, 1600 yen for a CD probably, something like that, to get a handshake ticket. Okay, throw some other bonus in there than a CD, because CD, they don't care even. Fans don't care. It gets polluted. In Japan should be, a environmental friendly, so no trash and recycling and stuff like that. So it's really outdated on this style.
Well, that being a separate issue, but still kind of ties to what we're talking about. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that for sure. What I would say is like, you touch upon something very interesting, and again goes into the passing of members leaving and whatnot. When things get outdated and they leave. Okay, so we take a break in writing and come up with some really good stuff. Get in the drawing board and sit down instead of thinking, oh my God, we have to put this out because we need this much money in XXX. If you're relying on handshake sales, ticket sales for handshakes, you know, and you tie that into the CD, and that's you're expecting that as AKS because that pays all the bills at this certain time. You know, it's a guarantee you're going to get this much money, so you can guarantee on that income. I get that, but why not just do it the way the underground idols do it? Checkies, just buy a checky ticket. So, like, let's say you want to do a handshake event and you want to meet, you know, Jarina. Well, her handshake checky tickets are X amount of dollars. You know what I mean? And, like, you can make the lesser members less. And the point is, you'd still make a killing of money. And on top of that, you wouldn't have to worry about the CD thing because who cares if you're number one at Oricon? I mean, who cares? It's a bragging right big deal. It doesn't matter. And at the same time, you're still getting that income stream you want. But if you took some time and you actually employed some good songwriters, people who actually know what they're doing, you get a quality control person in there, somebody who's really going to put the hammer and nails into the coffin if somebody doesn't put on the right amount of creativity and they just get them out. And you really make sure this is done correctly. I think that'd be great. You know, I think that would really evolve AKB into the next thing. And that's what I'm more interested in. Sayanee's leaving. It's a huge loss for us because her voice has been so prominent on so many singles. You hear Sayanee's voice above everyone else just about. That kind of that kind of really sucks in a lot of ways because you really hear her over so many others. A good case is our wonderful Tsubasawa Iranai. Supposed to be Mion's, all I heard was Sayane. But that's my or Love Trip. Love Trip's another one. That Sashi song, I heard Sayane. I don't know. I mean, it's just her voice is so powerful. She will go on and she will have any career she chooses. I don't think it'll be movies or variety. I don't think she was that strong in that. But she's a great musician. She's a great performer. Let her go do that. Let her have fun. I mean, I love her. I'm always going to support her. And also, the only thing I will say about this, too, it's a huge loss for anybody who liked handshakes with her because she was a goddess at that.
And we know a certain someone who, well, when it was announced... Andy, oh my God! It's like I really feel for Andy because on his Twitter when it was announced, you just only saw ... and he's still shaken up. He even went to a Nogizaka 46 concert for the first time ever. He's like really going through the 5 phases right now. So denial and then bargaining and acceptance in the end to that side.
Andy lost Milky, and if you go to stage 48, and this is, by the way, any of our viewers who have not gone to stage 48 and and kind of checked some of the old theater running like the handshake stuff, you want a good primer on handshakes and on what it really means to go be a fan of 48 here in Japan and go do handshakes regularly. Andy, goes by the name Sakarism. I mean, he is. I mean, I love the dude. Even I've never met him, and the few interactions I've had with him have been pretty short and to the point. We'll just say that. He's a cool dude, like in the sense that, like, look what he did for you.
Yeah, exactly. You said short and to the point. That's because he's so experienced in handshake events. He does in normal conversations as well. It's like, okay, a few seconds you have, and then you move on.
Oh, he's so good at it. But the thing is, it's like he lost Milky. He was devastated. If you read his whole thing, I read every single thing he had for a long time. I was addicted to it because it was so interesting. Mm-hmm. And he had so many encounters with Milky. And when she left, he was, oh my God, was he devastated. But he had Sayane as kind of like their backup-ish sort of. And so he gravitated towards her. And now I'm thinking, oh my God, what's he going to do now? And then also, this is a big problem for NMB. They have not had... The past couple of years have not been good to this group. I feel if a sister group's going to disappear, it's going to be them. And I hate to say that about the powerful, mighty Osaka NMB, but they have really just,
Yeah, they need an overall.
They're just... I mean, really, they lost all their key members.
They have one left. They have one left, and that's Shiromamiru. That's the strongest one. Yeah... the YouTube style, but
she's her own entity. Yeah, you're right. Miru's it, and Miru could be the future of NMB for sure. But I also feel like, man, NMB. Don't get me wrong, they still got a lot of newer members that I'm sure are great. I'm sure there's people out there that love NMB a lot more than we do and could tell us, well, wait a minute now, you haven't seen this member. And I'm sure that's true. But I'm saying as a whole, boy, I mean, you know, they won a Junkin, you know, but that member's gone. They've never won a Sasankyo. That sucks because SKE beat them to that. They haven't ever won a request hour, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they've ever hit #1, have they? Anybody out there know that? I don't think they have.
No.
So they've never really hit. I mean, they had that one striding moment when they did the documentary on NMB, when, you know, right at their peak, when they were coming out with like hit after hit, and they hit #1, and they were on top. They were like, AKB SKE, eat our dust. It's been all downhill since, and I feel for them. I really do. And this is like another like, boom, you just lost your biggest member ever. What? NMB is either going to be ripe for a revolution of their own, or they're going to sink and tank, and the dates are going to get closed. And they'll be the first sister group that closes the doors on the mainland, which would be devastating if that happens. Not calling it because I don't want to, but I'm just saying they may have to really reevaluate.
Do you have a feeling if that happens, then it would like fall like a house of cards, everything apart?
No, because HKT is killing it. NGT's really crushing it. SK, come on.
Even STU48 is doing very well currently.
Oh,
finally,
yeah,
the voting is happening, and now they're doing they're doing a free concert for the victims with the terrible storm that was in Hiroshima, I would say. So
in that area, yeah.
They're getting great on that side. But maybe it could happen. That's like, okay, we have all these sister groups, and now this one is just not getting much attention. Or maybe this is the turning point. It's like, okay, we lost the biggest income, I would say, from NMB48. Now we need to pay our attention more to this. Let's see if we get to that side, or...
There's that. Like I said, this is ripe for revolution. I mean, Acchan could jump up and be the next Sayanee, or Miru could. I mean, Miru's huge, so she could be it. But what I'm saying too is like, we see this pattern with these members that graduate. We don't hear from them for a while. They do their own thing. They disappear out of the spotlight, and then boom, you know, on a Monday, usually right after our show, there's an announcement, and some big member graduates, and we're thinking, huh, like that's a big shock. But in a way, we've been groomed now for some of these bigger members to leave. That's why I'm saying Sasha and Karen, they leave. I'm gonna be like, huh, yeah, well, we knew that was gonna happen because they're already 1.5 foot out the door. Sayanee was 1 foot out the door. The minute these girls announce a solo concert or a string of them, I'm like, oh, they're gonna leave. But the thing is, I don't think in NMB's case, it's not so much as Sayanee. She was already kind of leaving, you know, and we've kind of had a lot of time and expectancy of that. But do you remember the Kohaku? What was it, this year or last year? It was this year. No, it was last year. And they did the voting, and who won? It was Sayanee, right?
Yeah, so Sayanee won the Kohaku voting as the top member.
Here's the thing. Who put her there? Who did that? It was fans, right? That was an actual fan vote.
Fan voting,
correct?
yeah. And you could only vote once, and you couldn't buy a ton of CDs to make her, you know, special first place.
Now, my question is, were those Sayanee fans or were those NMB fans? Are they mutually exclusive? Are they the same? Because if those fans were NMB proud, Osaka proud fans, I'm calling you guys out right now on our show. Get behind your group. I do not want to see NMB fall. They've had some of the best songs any AKB group's ever had. Common Agix, I'm sorry. All to this day, okay, like my little girl, I still have the best memories in the world of bouncing her up and down to Common Agix. I still have the videos on my phone of her doing that. And that song, I remember when I went to Takumina's grad and I watched Shiroma Miru come out, and at first I was like, oh, it's not Sayanee Milky. They're not doing it. And then Miru, oh my God, did that girl crush it. And then NMB in general just crushed it. And then Must Be Now, when they put out that song. I mean, they've been putting it. They put out so many great songs.
Currently, they have the best song from AKB48, I would say, and that's Yokubono. That's really the only one I listened really to this year. That has the strongest effect to me. And Nagoya, when I was there with the NMB 48 concert, my first AKB48 sister group concert, it blew me away. Come on the gigs with the fire and the lasers and the beauty behind it. NMB is really strong, but it feels like they are so closed off. I think it's
Yeah.
more prominent if you're there. They're not much out there about their news. Of course, there is if you find it hard enough, but that's the thing. Not saying that we're lazy and all, but if you want to network properly, and I think that's the biggest one to them. If they network properly, they can be a lot stronger than they are right now.
Well, okay, you got a great point there, Rob. I'm so glad you brought that up because you're absolutely right. NMB are not newsmakers. This is probably the biggest news we've heard from NMB since what, you know? So think about it. NGT, AKB has AK Bingo, HKT now has HK Bingo. And you know, NGT, well, I don't even know if they need a show because everybody knows them, and their members are doing things. I mean, they've been pretty prominent. Which, by side note, for me, it's "What You Gonna Do." That's been the song that's really spoken to me this year. Just saw somebody put up a post on that on Facebook from 48 Show. Amazing, Mahong, oh my God, goddess. Anyways, the thing I'll say is like, NMB has lost. They don't have a program. They don't really have anything like propping them up to the point where it's making it out in international headlines or mainstream. They're not doing anything because they don't got any members left to do anything. I mean, Miru's off in Produce 48 world, and so it's like, you know, she's not even there technically in a sense, you know. So it's like, NMB need leaders, they need structure, they need a solid smash hit that will top everything. They need to really steer the attention away from Nagoya, from Jirina's camp. They need to steer attention away from all of those groups, from NGT, because NGT is still on fire. I think they need something. They need an injection of something. This is maybe Sayanee leaving is the last bad thing that's going to happen to them for a while. You know what I'm saying? Maybe now it's time for a rebirth. Because I think maybe that had to happen before. You know, it's like the night's always darkest before the dawn, that type of deal. You know. Now I feel like, okay, it's either sink into the grave or rise up. And if they rise up now, I have a feeling the next couple years could be NMB only. Like we'll forget Jirina's even the queen, and the next person to take the crown, Jirina's gonna have a short lifespan. I don't know. It could be NMB on the throne next, but they got to really do something about it. They got to, they got to come up with like a member, somebody where they start spreading out on social media. Oh, this is the next Acchan. This is the next, you know, Yukaren. This is the next Sayanee. Whatever. They got to create some popularity. They can't just rely on poor Mira's shoulders. That girl's got enough going on. And you have Acchan and a few other members. Don't get me wrong. I mean, NMB does have some great members, but you got to have like that big member, a couple of them.
The one that represents a group, the ace, you know, then you have an impact when they announce graduation like that. You want those kind of members.
Right. And Sayanee was that member, but she's been doing her own thing for a while. Now the shock that I should be feeling right now, I'm not feeling it entirely. Yes, I'm sad. I love Sayanee, but you know, ever since Takamina announced graduation, and like all these members that I love were just announcing one after another, I've been getting more and more number to it, you know, because it's more like I've lost so many friends, you know, in my life, like they were all so important to me. Saichan really was like the coffin, like booming going into the grave for me. With Miyazawa announced, I was like, are you serious? Like the gang queen? So Sayanee, it's like, oh, man, but at the same time, we're still going to see her. She's still going to be out there rocking. So I expect to still hear her voice, and that's a good thing. She's not going to be out of the way, but I'm worried more about NMB. What's going to happen to them? And they need that injection. They need a TV show where we see these unknown members that only like the diehard NMB fans know come up, and all of a sudden I know all these members because their personalities are drawn out on a show, or we need new members or some kind of great song that just really blows us out of the water. Anything. They need all of it, actually. And then I think they'll rise back up and get back to good old days of NMB, you know? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, I would say. Well, the thing is with NMB shows, they do have those, but it's very seclusive, I would say.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't even see them.
Yeah, but it's with a lot of AKB48 shows, basically. It's like, even AK Bingo has been lately... doesn't feel like it to anything. But to get back to the the graduation announcement style like that. So there was a moment that, because also this weekend or last weekend happened, was the Thanksgiving concerts, for the ranked members from the Sosenkyo, where they now do every year they own their own style. So I saw this year that Yokoyama Yui was performing. What was it? So she does instruments, and this time she did a violin. So you can
Mm.
see a solo violin concert from Yokoyama Yui. There were,
Well,
they go to the stage, so you see all those little clips of people filming them, and they thank them, and they have those moments. I really love that concert. Um,
me too.
there was one part where Okarnana, of course, had her section, and she had like a whole orchestra for a song she was doing,
Oh,
and like a documentary of Okarnana, and there were actually people worried, are you gonna announce a graduation? For instance, if like that would happen, that would be like way too soon, and that would actually hurt those graduate announcements. We get a lot basically throughout the year, and it depends on the members. Like,
mm,
NGT Kenkyusei or something announces graduation, and you're like, oh yeah, she was in the group, or oh, I can
mm,
remember that. And
mm,
this is the opposite. It's like Sayanee. It's like, yeah, it sucks, but it was time. If we
mm.
get, let's say Ogino Yuka gets like
Oh,
just announces, you know what, I'm gonna stop NGT48. That will be devastating, right? That will be like,
oh,
yeah, what? Why? Why would you leave?
that would be rough.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
things would hurt, and that's what happened. Going back to Maeda Atsuko, it's like, okay, you're at your peak. You're going to the Tokyo Dome. You're announcing graduation. Why? That's that feeling. And then you had Yuko going there. You had this whole chain. That's what became the standard. You're like, okay, anyone can announce graduation at any time, and they shouldn't, because I don't want them to leave. And now we're at the point where like, they've got this all nailed down, and management's like, okay, you can announce graduation next week or something, or next month, and we'll do the concert when there's a good time for it. I think we are now more prominent to hiatuses. It's like, I'm taking a break, or I'm leaving a little bit, and that hurts more than actually graduation announcements for now.
Mm, mm. I can't agree more with you on that. Actually, I totally agree. You hear something like Ogi saying she's gone, and I mean, NGT would collapse. But so we are seeing more of an emphasis on the members that are more prominent now in these groups, because again, the older members or the more experienced vets are kind of taking a step back. I mean, think about it this way: if Minagishi Minami would have announced graduation before the head shaving incident, that would have devastated AKB on many levels. She announces it today, people were like, well, all right, see you later. I mean, yeah, we miss you and you're great. And oh, you're the remaining first gen. It's so sad. But that's literally what everyone will say. Oh, you're the remaining first gen. And that's about it. Everyone's gonna like it's just a world of difference now. I mean, you Karen might make some waves. Sashi will definitely make waves, but in the sense, they won't, because they're not really doing anything in that big way like they would have a couple years ago. Think about when you had Sashi and you Kieran on AK Bingo creating memorable historic moments just by being themselves and being funny, and things that could draw a person who's never heard of AKB into the fandom just by their words and their actions. Sashi talking about making her boobs bigger because she drinks a certain thing or whatever.
Yeah.
It's or you Karen falling over off the chair because she got hit with the fart bomb. Like things like that. Like it's like variety gold, and now they're just not there. We don't see any of that. I mean, thank God. I mean, in some sense, it's good for members like Chiori, like on Aki Bingo, for example. She gets, prime quality time because the management at least got that right. They're realizing, oh, we have this great variety member. We might as well use her before she says I'm done, because I'm never going to get anywhere in AKB. So it's like, you know what I mean? Back then, those members had such an impact on everything. I mean, that's just one small snippet, but I mean, they did so much. Now it's like, oh, you Karen's gonna do another solo concert. Sayane's doing a solo concert. Where's AKB? It's like, if AKB decides to go overseas, they ain't bringing those two. So
No.
it's like, You know what I'm saying? Or Sashi, she ain't going.
Or
So
they
it's
do
like,
the opposite. That the Ukrainians going only to Paris. Just like, I'm going by myself to the
right,
expo.
right.
When did you announce this? What? Wait, what? It's like,
Exactly. Like it's more like they're just doing their own thing. It's like, what happened? I mean, what? Like it's just I don't. So I mean, yeah. Again, nothing against Sayane. I mean, she do whatever she wants, but it has kind of felt like she's been solo for a while now, you know. And again, AKB's 48, the groups themselves, the strength has always been on the power of the group, not one person. Kaya Kizaka is a good example of that. Look at what happened with Tetchi when she disappeared. That group had to form, and they rallied themselves, and they became amazing even without her, you know, and they still are. Tetchi's back now. Oh my god, they're on freaking fire, and she's back the vengeance. But the thing is, they showed us the group is what matters. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. How many times have you listened to Amphibians, the new single?
Twice, and then I was like, I can't listen to it anymore.
Yeah, so you're saying they're on fire. Yeah, the performances are great. Their shows are great. The personalities are great. This song is the first time, I would say, to be honest, even... Okay, compare it to the second single from Kizaka 46 to their seventh single. Which one do you agree more upon?
The second single is my least favorite out of all of them. So the thing is, the seventh might be the next one I don't like, because even the the last two I kind of grew closer to. I mean, yeah, they're not my favorites, but they're okay. But again, not a group can't. I don't know. It's very rare when I hear a group that like every song hits my heart.
Yeah.
I mean, the last group to really do that to me was Yenemu. Yenakoto Sotomuto. And that's Bubble from like what 2016 2017. I mean, I mean it's rare for me. So I don't mind they have a few I don't care for, but I'm telling you, live, I'll get into it, because I think their power's in their dance more than anything. Like I mean, their songs are good, which they have more good songs than bad songs, in my opinion. Way more good songs. But I just love watching them dance. I love Tetchi's her passion, her fierceness. You're awesome when you're on stage and you pass out because you've been dancing too hard. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome. I mean, it sucks, but it's awesome. So it's like that's okay. I don't think this is a sign of the end times. Like I was thinking maybe like, oh boy, what's gonna happen? I think actually more I think about it, I was like, okay, I'll let that one go. It's cool because they're Kea. And the point is like Tetchi's back now. And hopefully she'll stay and she won't have another whatever happen to her. And hopefully they grow more, because I want to see a group like that go. And same with NMB. NMB, well actually same with AKB48 as a whole. They need to really step the F up and get some great songs and really remind me why Koiso Fortune Cookie and songs like those are still in my heart today. Give me another song like that, please, for the love of God.
Give me a song I can listen to daily for a few months in a row.
Yeah, something I'm in love with. And NMB, I would love if NMB was the group that did it. I would love if it was a sister group that said, wait a minute, you thought we were down because we lost our big, one of the biggest icons of the entire 48 history. Nah, we're good. We're going to come out with this song and blow you away. I would love that. But again, I think the path to do all that, Robin, honestly, the path to do all that, it's not the path AKB is currently on, because I'm telling you, they really have to do changes. Your change is a good one. Drop the whole road, how to have a single, this, and this. Take a step back and write a great album. Write something that is hit after hit after hit. Not one. Give me 8 good solid hits. Yeah. And don't make me dig into coupling songs for him. You know what I'm saying? Forget coupling songs.
Coupling songs rarely get out of there. And for good example, so in Be My Baby, you had 365 paper airplanes from Yamamoto Sayaka getting out there. And that's supposed to start, maybe I do a solo career or something like that. But again, going back to that, do you think AKS is afraid of changing that system? Buying a CD, getting a ticket. I really, it's mind-boggling. If you just go to the CD store and you go to AKB48 merch, Idol merch, and then you see a booster pack where you can have a picture, tickets, and maybe something else than a CD, and for the same price, or even better than that, make it more packet, make it a little more expensive. You can do that. Make it cheaper, then people buy a lot more. Sometimes the quantity can still earn a lot more money than instead of, you know what? Normally I would buy, if you have like a normal fan, I know, you'd like, I'll buy 5 handshake tickets because they're a little bit expensive. But if you do that half price, he buys 10. And then you would still have the same amount. But you do have people who are like, well, they're now cheaper, so I'll buy twice the amount that I used to. So you get more value, I would say. Because then more people who wouldn't buy will now suddenly be buying handshake tickets. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you're right. I think AKS is just afraid of, changing something that's worked for them this whole time. And I think it makes sense because it's a moneymaker for them. It's a profit. It's just business as usual. But I think that business is going to stagnate and because you can't keep putting out clunkers, and also too, the handshake business is a big business, but they could easily accomplish that by just adopting a simple thing that the underground world does. And that's just, I said, doing digital checky tickets, and they don't have to have real tickets, just digital. And basically, making it so that if you need to make your money, you can do it that way. And you could charge more for more popular members. The Senbatsu members, for example, their checky tickets could be 3,000 yen versus a regular girl could be 1,000 and Kenku saves 500. Because like in the underground world, Necronym Idol's tickets are only 500 yen, but you do 1,000 yen, you can actually get a signed checky versus 500, it's just unsigned. But we're the cheapest of the bunch. Like there's groups in the underground that do 3,000 yen, and it's not. I don't even think it's a signed photo. And then there's one group, they have 9 members. If you want to get you can get a group check with all 9. You have to buy 9 CDs. Yeah. So it's like, think about that. So there's a lot of ways they could actually increase their profit if they go to that, they adopt that route. But I'd say what they need to do is just do this for a year. Take off a year and just tell the fans, look, we're sorry for giving you clunker after clunker for the past X amount of years. We're actually going to take some time. We're going to write a good album. We're going to write an album that's going to blow you away. And we're going to do something that has been needed to be done since the Golden Gen left. And that's actually rediscover what made them so great. Bring back the horns. Bring back the spirit, the power. Put in a couple great EDM tracks. Throw in some weird songs that celebrate AKB, like a Team B Wash Choice song or something. Basically, give us sister group songs too that show sister pride, and really just blow us away. And I'm not talking just one album. I'm talking let's unleash like a massive NGT, SK, NMB, HKT, AKB, boom, just massive overall, just slamming of 30 great songs, each group rediscovering their identity. Like a lot of groups at the Tokyo Idol Festival this weekend, well, not a lot, but there's a couple of groups that I saw got new outfits, for example. They got new uniforms. That's like a big deal in the underground world, actually. When you change your uniforms, you're changing your identity in a sense. And one group in particular did it, and I was thinking that's really awesome of them. It was Broken by the Scream. I thought their new outfits are like great. It fits them really well, and that makes you like them more. So in that sense, I think AKB overall should shed their uniforms. They should shed their skin. They should really realize, look, we need to do something, and we need to just come out with something amazing. And it would be really great if they did it now, just in time for the Olympics, so that nobody can say anything about them come Olympics. Yeah. Because we would all be in love with their songs. We'd be overwhelmed once again by AKB mania like it was back in 2012, Like just everybody would be there. And here's the key. We need a figurehead. I don't think it's Trina, as much as I like her, as much as I've been saying. I think she deserves it, and I think she very much can be the figurehead. Given her recent absence, I don't know. It's been going on kind of a while.
Yeah, but it won't be till the Olympics. I think she'll be probably back. I think she'll still be back within the year. She's not gonna miss Kohaku.
I just think you're the freaking queen of AKB. You might want to come back now. Like, come on. But whatever. I love Jerrina. More power to her. But at the same time, doesn't it create a vacuum for a new ace? I wonder. Somebody who's like, okay, you could have the crown. In the meanwhile, I'm going to prove to everyone I'm the one that should be wearing that. And come next to Sankyo, I will. Who could it be? I wonder. Like that's what we kind of need. we need like a dark horse, you know, somebody, not even a Kenkisei, somebody who just joins up next year and we don't even realize she's the next Acchan, you know, or maybe she's already in the ranks. I don't know. What do you
Who knows? Yeah, I'm agreeing upon that. It's like currently there are aces, but not a figurehead.
Not a figurehead. And we need one.
All
That
right.
would start the revolution.
We'll see about that. So, unbelievably, we almost already talked for an hour. So, with the two of us, so that's amazing. Let's take the time and go to our usual plugging or recommendations for next week. Personally, well, we can mention a little bit before we go. From Produce 48, we both watched episode 7, and there is one thing that I've been replaying every time. So, before I mention that, do you have something you would like? That was my highlight from the entirety of the episode 7.
Well, I will just say this: it's getting a little bit repetitive with how the format's going. I'm okay with it though, because it's still fascinating to me. But I will say that I was really happy with Miru's success. I thought it was pretty freaking awesome, and I like the fact that there was Miroslav Sai came out of nowhere.
She got beat by an NMB member. It's like her reaction was also like, okay, well then she didn't was like, no, I got beat. She was like, oh, interesting, we got beat by NMB 48 members. And that is also interesting. Well, so sorry, but so we just mentioned NMB is in trouble, this and that. However, on Produce 48, they're doing amazing.
Well, that's, but again, who's voting? Is that this are Koreans? I don't know. So
all Koreans.
So that's
the
part. So the thing is, though, I'll say overall with the episode was I was also very much sadly enjoying Sakura-dan's disappointment, because boy did she look like she just wanted to jump off a bridge, man.
She had the wrong song. Their leader for that song was completely wrong. It's like, yeah, we gotta do this move and this move. It's like, you're vocal. Do a vocal, whatever. No, my favorite moment, and I've been listening to that song a lot of times, is Can I Get a Hand Clap? Or I know what Clap Hands, I think that song is called. Yeah, it's just that performance, and especially the one with the big eyes, the fire eyes. Her attention was there to me. I really loved that moment. So good. I like the did it. Yeah, like the Blackpink. Blackpink is awesome. Oh my god, are they too good? But it's fun to watch these girls try to be like Blackpink. But actually, I think, you know what was a great moment? Miho. Oh my god.
Like, what? Like, I had no idea she could sing that good. That was amazing. I had goosebumps. I was like, get out of here.
She was battling with Takeshi Miyu in the same song, basically. And it's a ballad with them in there, and it was just like, okay. You just like beautiful, beautiful sounds in there. Just very, very strong. And then, yeah, do you think it's like Miyazaki Mio was named like the next Acchan or something like that when she was in there? Right?
I wouldn't go that far, but I would say like it was fun to like just hear her belt out that song so beautifully. Actually, all of them did, but like I was like, what? So good job of Produce 48 for like kind of hiding that little gem and just dropping that on us during the performance. That was actually good editing on their part. One of the very few moments they've had good editing, because it shows an editing mess.
Just
don't get me started on that. Yeah, I can't. Oh my
Even
god.
with the song, so you're trying to listen to a song, then they break because they, oh, this is an amazing moment. Let's go back, or let's go back to it again, and then continue the song. It's like, you just took me out of the song. I just want to hear the song without any interruptions. Well, but Produce 48 has been great.
It's been good. And then what's been not so good is you were telling me about Taipei 48.
Yeah, that is now, well, you've been saying it for like since their, announcements. Like, it's a myth. They're a myth now. They are unbelievably a myth, because They are no
Got it.
longer Taipei 48, TPA 48.
Got it.
They are now a what is it actually? Because it's not a sister group. Is it a sister group?
I no idea. Well, to explain what they actually are calling them.
Okay, so now it's AKB48 Team TP.
What? Who's in it? Ave Maria, and that's it.
No. Actually, the members will probably the idea is the members from them will be transferred to this new team. It's basically the same team, but they had a name change, and it's no longer under contract of the TPE 48 Entertainment. It's now back to AKB 48 Entertainment, but they're in another country. So the creative control has been taken back by the Japanese side, but they're still stationed in Taipei. I think
it's they're
mess.
It's a mess. It's probably it's a much of a myth as Mumbai 48 starting to feel like a myth, you know, because we haven't heard anything. So, and don't even get me started Manila. So it's just, you know, the AKB should cut their loss. You want to talk about earning some money? There you go. Cut your losses. Get rid of Manila and Taipei, and I wouldn't say Mumbai just yet. I'm still very interested to see what they do, if anything. But right now, it doesn't seem like they're doing anything. But yeah, get rid of Taipei and Manila, and I think we're good. You know what I mean? I hate to say that because I'd love to see both those places do amazing things, but it's been, what, how many years now? It's just not going to happen.
Well, Takumina's graduation concert.
Right?
Jesus.
So let's kind of move on. We've dumped all this money into it, keeping it running. It's not produced anything. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Other than that, did you watch Maji Mere Gakuen? Nope.
I haven't watched any. I'm gonna wait till it's all done and just kind of binge it.
They announced the stage play, and Okada Nana will be continuing her role from the stage play characters. So I'm more interested in that than the actual show because I don't think it's working. The Maji Mere Gakuen series for now. You know, it can always change, but no. I expected more, actually. Oh well. And yeah, that's it for me pretty much. There is nothing coming up next week. They're still building up to the Junken tournament coming up in September. Prelims are somewhere happening in August, mid-August. Look forward to that. No new singles. Well, we're still waiting for Sentimental Train MV. That's gonna happen. That's coming this week, I'm gonna say. We're gonna see the MV.
Probably tomorrow. Yeah, probably tomorrow.
Probably tomorrow. You know, probably when I end record, it's like, hey, we just posted this on YouTube. Yeah. It's like, okay, so we'll talk about coupling songs and MVs probably. And that's it. For ourselves, 48 Talk, we still have our Patreon. We are gonna start, I guess soon again with the Produce 48 Talk on our Patreon sites, and I just posted the for this month's AMA. If you want to have questions on there, you just for $5 you can just ask 3 questions, and we'll do that in the show, and we'll have more of a topic on that site. And just go to our Patreon and read upon it what our what do you call those Patreon pledges are? I would say all the
pledges,
goodies.
I guess.
Yeah, all the goodies you can find on Patreon 48 Talk. Well, Derek, go ahead. It's another week, so take it away.
Yeah, right. So, I wanted to just first of all let everyone know, of course, that we are only a few more weeks away from the East Meets West Music Festival, August 18th and 19th in Anaheim at the Chain Reaction. And performing both those days is Necronom Idol from Tokyo, the group I currently work for here in Japan. As well as Yanekoto Sotomuto and Hanako-san, 14th Generation of the Toilet. They will be there both days, along with the first day, metal groups Abigail Williams, who will be headlining the event, Wolf King, Name, and Phoenix Ash. And then the second day will be Japanese American Idols, Paprika Marie and Ferry. So everything so far with this has been going fairly well, though I did get a little bit of bad news today about one little thing, but it's nothing too big, but I can handle it. But money-wise, I mean, it's just, you know, I was, before we recorded this, about $1,000 away from breaking even, which is a much better place than I was a couple weeks ago when I was like $6,000 away. So thank you, all of you who have made that possible. However, just got news today that I'm not gonna have a certain something I need. So yeah, I'm gonna be about $1,500 now, away from the goal. Still doable. It's only the 5th. I would like to see more VIP tickets sold. You know, we don't have as many as I'm hoping. Not to sound negative, because it's still a lot, but it's not where I want it to be. So I would like there to at least be 10 to 20 more, which I think would be really awesome. I'd love a lot more, of course, but I'd be really happy with that amount. Pre-orders, you know, for day of the show, just general tickets, they've been okay. I've really done a lot of promotion, but the reason I'm bringing all the subs, I want you to help me. Everyone out there that's watching, please promote this. Please, if you can make it, please come. You're in the Los Angeles area, you know, and you don't got nothing to do, or even if you do have something to do, come, you know, check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do a VIP meet and greet on the 19th from 2 to 4. And that's where the VIP tickets come into play, which you can purchase. There'll be a link here, I think, right below.
Yeah.
The event, it's based on Eventbrite. You can purchase it, but you start at $100, go $250, $500,000. I know those are crazy numbers. I know. Please don't bash me for that. But we've actually had a lot of people buy at those numbers, so maybe it isn't so crazy. But the thing is we've done a lot of work for this, and I've worked very closely with the 3 Tokyo Idol groups. Everyone's excited. We're all, you know, ready to go. We're on our way. It's gonna be awesome. Please come out and support. And also, you know, we're gonna have some special announcements and just a lot of good stuff. So definitely check it out. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm still kind of looking for sponsors if you're interested. I mean, you know, if you just want to help out, that's great too. I'm not going to say no to that. If this goes well, this leads into other things that I can do. You know, for example, you know, other places in the world. If you know, if you're somebody who wants to bring an idol group to where you're at anywhere, let me know. You know, if you got the money and the sincerity and the conviction to make it happen, then make it happen, you know, and get in touch with me. I'll be happy to, you know, try and do it. So that's about all I got to say for that. And again, everybody at 48 Talk, thank you so much for being patient with me again. I'll be getting back to the comments as soon as this whole festival is done. And then also too, we really appreciate you guys commenting every week. I mean, I read them all. You guys are all so amazing with your comments, and can't thank you guys enough also for the Patreon support. You guys have been going real well with that. We can still use more. Robin still needs that computer, so please keep giving so he can eventually buy that, and we don't have to worry about closing shop because his computer ends. You know, I need a laptop battery, so you know, we need storage. So you know, there are things we need to make this keep going, which would be great if you could help us. And yeah, just keep being awesome. That's my recommendation, please. And you know, please keep watching us. I mean, there's only 2 of us today, but hopefully you enjoyed it and had fun, because I know I did. I had a good time. Me and Rob, it's easy to talk to you, so yeah, no problem. What's your recommendation?
Well, yeah, there's nothing coming out on the show, I would say. There's nothing big coming out. I think
Not really.
my prediction will be the MV that's coming out. So
tomorrow. It'll be here tomorrow.
We'll have something to talk about that.
Yeah.
Anything else before we go?
Yeah, I mean, I miss our co-host.
Yeah, it's just like we talk a lot with each other, but it feels a little bit, we're missing half, I would say.
Yeah, I think Yayo's off in Final Fantasy World somewhere, and DX is here in Japan. I just saw him this weekend. He came to a Necronym Idol show, which is cool of him because he could have went to Tokyo Idol Festival, but he chose to hang out with me at this little club in Shinokubo called Earthdom, which is like Necroma's home. We actually did a really cool show there this weekend where if you came and you got a paper with a list of songs that Necroma has, like 20 or 30 or something, I can't remember, and there's a number in the corner of the paper, and if your number got called by the girls on the stage at the beginning of the concert, you get to pick the song that you wanted, any song off there. It was funny because
it's nice.
Oh, it was so much fun because the set list was made that moment, and of course the girls, being the pros that they are, no problem doing any of the, because of course all the fans picked the really obscure songs, and they did it, you know, But it was really funny. Two things, because one, somebody asked Okaki to do an MC. One of the choices was MC by Okaki, and she was like, "What do I do?" She's like, "Why did you pick that?" But it was good. It was really a funny moment. And then two, DX had a great time. He was right up front, and of course, he didn't know like all the calls and responses, but once you slip into the WOTA thing, you can do it. And the Chroma fans are pretty nice and pretty cool about that. So like right next to him, like all big circles over him, and they're doing the Tiger Father Cyber, and I just see DX like over there like, just slamming his hand down, and then doing this, and at one point, a fan, it got real crazy. At one point, a fan got lifted and just was like being crowd surfed, and like there's DX like it was so amazing. But it was just fun because I'm in the back, like videotaping like I always do for them, and I'm just watching that, and then we had a couple idols from another idol group show up, and they've been coming. The one girl from this group's been coming a lot actually, and it was just amazing because after the show. It was 2 hours we did of like Bupon, like of Checkies. 2 hours.
That's long.
And the idols came up. They got their tickets, and I'm just thinking, man, why am I so? You guys should just be able to do it. But I asked one girl, like, well, you've been coming a lot, haven't you? And she did the cutest thing. She like started laughing really hard, and then like ran away, like an embarrassed little school kid. And I was cracking up. Her and the other girl in the group. And this group, by the way, I don't want to say what it is because I want to give them their privacy. But this group, honestly, like. They're so amazing. They're some of the best dancers in the idol world today. Like, not even kidding. And it's just amazing that they come and they show Necroma so much love. And this actually happens a lot. Necroma gets a lot of idols. I swear that every show we get at least one or something in the back watching, like, admiring Necroma. And I just think it's like a really cool respect thing. But then seeing DX also, like, just instantly assuming it. That's why I want people to watch Necroma so much because they're, or any underground idol, because you can just slip right in.
Yeah, it's
and
just enjoy it. Nothing too much to think about. Yeah.
Like when you come to the end next, Robin, like I swear to God, I'm gonna take you to every underground show I can drag your butt to, because you're gonna fit. You're gonna have so much fun because I could just see your personality, knowing you in like the live setting. You're just gonna get right into it, and I know by like your third concert, everybody's gonna know you. That's Oranjin, Robinson. You're gonna be known as Arsan. I could just see it. I can totally see it.
Maybe next year. Who knows?
Total tangent, but yeah. You have to come. You got to do it.
Hey, I am definitely gonna try it. Well, with that though, awesome. Thank you for watching this week's episode of 48 Talk, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
See you later.
Bye.
Woo.